it's unfortunate, but like, I don't know why do you want to be the face of a league when all the people that that cover our game and talk about our game on a day-to-day basis on everybody. I mean, that responsibility is just weird. It's weird energy from the people that I don't know, but. Channing, he said it. He said it perfectly. Couldn't have said it no better. But Ant said he don't want it. Obviously, I didn't ask.
How does the king of Los Angeles lose his kingdom in just one season? LeBron James, the man who brought a championship to the Lakers, the player millions worshipped as a god, somehow managed to turn 90% of Lakers Nation against him. We're talking about a fan base that defended him through everything, and now they want him gone. What happened behind closed doors that the media refuses to talk about? Because this isn't about basketball anymore. This is about broken trust, leaked conversations, and a locker room so toxic that even his own teammates won't speak his name. And the truth? It's darker than you think.
I can fit in with anybody. I don't even understand why that was even a question. What's wrong with these people out here? I could fit in right away with anybody.
23rd season, it's insane, and just sharing the court with him, it's special, and he sees things that other people can't. So he's here to help us all. So it's amazing, and it's only his first game back, and he played amazing. So I'm excited to play some more.
I thought it was better than expected.
Let's rewind to where this all started. 2020. LeBron James delivers a championship to Los Angeles. The city erupts, purple and gold everywhere. He's a hero. He's the chosen one who brought glory back to one of the most storied franchises in basketball history. Fast forward to 2025, and that same fan base is burning his jersey outside the arena. What changed? Early in the 2025 season, something felt off. You could sense it in the way LeBron carried himself. The body language was different, the energy was cold. Fans started noticing subtle digs in his post-game interviews, comments that seemed harmless at first, but when you really listened, they were shots, direct shots at his own teammates. "I can only do so much," he said after one tough loss in January 2025. "At some point, guys got to step up and be professionals." On the surface, it sounds like leadership, but the players, they didn't take it that way. Social media exploded. Who was he talking about? Was it the young guys? Was it the vets? Nobody knew for sure, but everyone had an opinion. Lakers forums started buzzing, Twitter threads dissecting every word, Reddit detectives pulling up old clips comparing his tone now versus years ago. And slowly, the narrative began to shift. This wasn't tough love. This was something else. Fans who once defended LeBron against every critic suddenly found themselves asking, is he the problem?
While Rob's finding out, go ahead, Vinny, your thoughts on this.
Okay, so a few things for me. Well, I mean, congratulations to Stephen A. I don't think anybody, especially in that space, deserves it more. But and you guys are going to see the conversation.
I found it. Hang on, I found it.
Let's see this first.
I found it. Is this a minute clip, Rob?
A minute.
Yeah, that's
14.
one. Go for it, Rob. Go for
That
it.
was hilarious.
He approached me during the game, and he said, "Stop effing with my son. That's my effing son. Stop effing."
Here's where things get really messy. Because what you saw on TV, that was the sanitized version. What happened behind closed doors was a completely different story. Multiple sources, players who spoke on condition of anonymity, described a locker room environment that was, in their words, suffocating. One teammate said, "It's not about basketball anymore. It's about control. Everything has to go through him, and if you step out of line, you're done." There was an incident during a practice session in late January 2025 that didn't make ESPN, didn't make any major outlet, but people in that gym, they'll never forget it. A young player, someone who'd been struggling with confidence, made a mistake during a scrimmage. LeBron stopped everything, called him out in front of the entire team. Not just a correction, a full-blown verbal breakdown. You think you belong here? You think you're ready for this level? The room went silent. Coaches didn't intervene. Veterans looked at the floor. The young player's face went red, and he just stood there, frozen. Later that week, audio snippets, nothing clear, just fragments, started circulating on Twitter. You couldn't make out full sentences, but you could hear the tone. Anger, frustration, disrespect. And fans? They started connecting dots. One former teammate, speaking off the record, said, "There's a difference between pushing guys to be better and making them feel worthless." He crossed that line. The internet detectives went to work. Instagram accounts were analyzed, who unfollowed who, whose likes disappeared from certain posts. It became a digital crime scene, and Lakers Nation was the jury. The whispers grew louder. LeBron's leadership style isn't working anymore. Maybe it never did.
I don't know. I think it was okay. I don't like to say it's a successful year because I don't play for anything besides winning championships at this point in my career, and I don't get a kick out of making a conference appearance. I've done it a lot, and and it's not fun to me to not be able to be a part of,
Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Major sports networks had the story. Journalists knew what was happening inside that locker room. So why the silence? Here's the reality. LeBron James is a brand, a billion-dollar empire. Networks have deals. Sponsors have investments. When you're that big, the truth becomes negotiable. But the internet doesn't care about corporate deals. In early February 2025, social media became the real newsroom. Fans pieced together timelines, screenshots of deleted tweets, Instagram stories that vanished within hours. Players who used to post workout videos together suddenly went radio silent. One particularly damning moment, a veteran player posted a cryptic message on his Instagram story at 2 a.m., just 3 words: "Respect goes both ways." Within minutes, it was screenshot and shared thousands of times. Everyone knew who it was about. Then came the attendance numbers. Crypto.com Arena, a place that used to be packed every single night, started showing empty seats, not just a few, whole sections. Ticket resale prices dropped by 40%. Jersey returns spiked. Fans weren't just disappointed, they were angry, betrayed. One fan posted a video that went viral. He stood in his garage, surrounded by LeBron memorabilia, posters, jerseys, signed basketballs, and he said, "I defended this man for 7 years. I argued with family members, lost friends over debates, and now I realize I was defending someone who doesn't even respect the city that gave him everything." The video got 8 million views in 3 days. The narrative was now cement. LeBron doesn't care about Los Angeles. He cares about LeBron. And then came the press conference, the one that sealed his fate with Lakers Nation. February 14th, 2025. After a brutal blowout loss, LeBron sat at the podium, visibly annoyed. A reporter asked him about the team's lack of cohesion. His response? "This team isn't my responsibility anymore. I've done my part. I brought a championship here. What happens now is on everyone else." The room went silent. You could hear cameras clicking. Reporters glanced at each other, unsure if they'd just heard what they thought they'd heard. Within an hour, the clip was everywhere. Twitter erupted. #NotMyKing trended worldwide. Fans who had stuck by him through everything, the decision, the Miami years, the return to Cleveland, finally had enough. One comment summed it up perfectly. "You don't get to take credit for the wins and blame others for the losses. That's not leadership, that's cowardice." There's always one moment that breaks the camel's back. For Lakers Nation, it was the game against a team we can't name yet. The details aren't fully public. But what happened that night in mid-February 2025 became the point of no return. The team was getting destroyed, down by 30 in the third quarter. And LeBron? He sat on the bench with his arms crossed, stone-faced, while his teammates battled on the court. Cameras caught everything. The lack of engagement, no encouragement, no coaching from the sideline. Just nothing. At one point, a younger player came off the court, clearly frustrated, and tried to talk to LeBron. He didn't even look at him, just stared straight ahead. The clip went nuclear on social media. "This is your leader?" one tweet read, with 500K likes. Former Lakers legends started weighing in, carefully, without naming names directly, but everyone knew who they were talking about. One Hall of Famer said on a podcast, "Leadership isn't just about talent, it's about lifting people up when they're down. If you can't do that, you're not a leader, you're just a guy with good stats." The post-game interview was even worse. When asked about his body language on the bench, LeBron snapped, "Y'all want me to babysit grown men? I'm 40 years old. I'm not here to hold hands." The damage was done. Within 48 hours, online polls showed that nearly 90% of Lakers fans had lost confidence in LeBron as a leader, not his skills, his leadership. Petitions started circulating. Trade LeBron, let him walk, free the young guys from his shadow. One fan-organized protest outside Crypto.com arena drew hundreds of people. Signs read, "2020 was the past, 2025 is the truth." This wasn't just a bad season, this was a full-scale revolt. By late February 2025, Lakers Nation was split. But it wasn't a fair split. It was 90% against, 10% still holding on. That 10%? Diehards who couldn't let go. Fans who had invested too much emotional energy to admit they were wrong. But even they were starting to crack. Online forums became war zones. Families stopped talking. Group chats dissolved. This wasn't just about sports anymore. It was personal. One father posted a heartbreaking story. "My son used to wear his LeBron jersey to bed every night. Last week, he asked me to donate it. He's 9 years old. When a 9-year-old loses faith, you know something's broken." The psychological toll on LeBron himself became visible. His social media, once active and engaging, went dark. No posts, no stories, radio silence. Sponsorship deals that were once untouchable started showing cracks. Companies didn't drop him outright, too risky, but campaigns got delayed, ads got pulled, the whispers grew louder. Inside the organization, sources described a state of crisis, emergency meetings, conference calls with PR teams, everyone scrambling to control a narrative that had already spiraled beyond control. One executive, speaking anonymously, said, "We've dealt with controversies before, bad losses, tough seasons, but we've never seen a fan base turn on a player like this. And the scary part? They're not wrong to feel that way." The attendance numbers told the story. What used to be a guaranteed sellout became a struggle to fill 70% capacity. Ticket prices plummeted, merchandise sat on shelves, and the most damning statistic? Jersey sales. LeBron's jersey, once the top seller in the franchise, dropped to seventh, behind rookies, behind bench players. Lakers Nation had spoken, and the message was clear. We're done. So what really happened here? How does someone go from beloved champion to public enemy #1 in a single season? The truth is uncomfortable, and that's why mainstream media won't touch it. This wasn't about one incident. This was about a pattern of prioritizing personal ambition over team success, a pattern of demanding loyalty without giving respect, a pattern of controlling every narrative, every decision, every moment, until the people around him couldn't breathe. Leadership is earned, not demanded. And when you treat grown men like pawns in your legacy chess game, eventually, they stop playing. The conflict wasn't just with teammates, it was with the culture. Los Angeles basketball has a history, a standard, and when you disrespect that standard, the city doesn't forget. What's fascinating is how this story is being buried. Networks that spent years glorifying every LeBron highlight suddenly have nothing to say about his collapse in LA. Why? Because the machine protects itself. Sponsors protect investments. Brands protect brands. But the fans, they saw through it. This is a larger pattern we've seen before, just not at this scale. Greatness comes with a price, and sometimes that price is losing touch with the very people who lifted you up. Can LeBron ever win back Lakers Nation? Honestly, it might be too late. Trust, once broken, doesn't just heal with a few good games. It requires accountability, humility, a willingness to admit fault. And based on everything we've seen, those aren't words in his vocabulary right now. So here we are, the king without a kingdom, the leader without followers, a legacy in Los Angeles that went from championship glory to complete collapse in just one season. 90% of Lakers Nation has moved on. They've found new heroes, new hope, and they've left LeBron in the past, where 2020 lives as a distant memory. The question now isn't whether he can come back from this. The question is, does he even want to? Because from where we're standing, it looks like he's already checked out. What do you think? Is LeBron James responsible for losing Lakers Nation, or is this all media-driven drama? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's debate. And if you want more untold stories that the mainstream media won't cover, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because we're just getting started.